Welcome to What's Happening. I'm Brad.
I'm Fred.
This is a show we talk about what's happening. What's happening with you, bro?
Nothing, freezing my butt off over here in this thing. I ain't went and got no heater because I be too busy. So just chilling. Just let basketball practice. I ain't doing much though, bro. It's been a chill week for real.
Feel it. Feel it. I had a crazy weekend. I you know, I I meet people, I make relationships, I meet people, make relationships, boom, 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 right? So, in the course of meeting people and making relationships, I ended up making a friend who used to work for a couple sports teams. Well, he had a connection. He was able to come up to Detroit for the Jacksonville Jaguars Detroit Lions game on Sunday. He had another connection that was able to get him 4 tickets into the Detroit Pistons Memphis Grizzlies game. It's like, I got an extra ticket. What you doing? And I was like, I'm going to the game.
For sure.
Got to see that boy Ja play, and
That's wild.
this is our Little Caesars Arena. We just opened it 5 years ago. Take a sip of water, forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
But we just opened it 5 years ago, and this is only my second time going there. First time I went there, Jackson, he won Student of the Month, like 2018, something like that, and we had a chance to go to a game. Went to go see Atlanta, and man, we was way up in the sky. We saw the Atlanta game, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Vince Carter's head, bro. That's all I could see from where we was at. But now I can see like everything this time from these seats, bro. He had the good seats. So
Yeah, I
no, it was
see. I was
cool.
like, dang, he got the nice Jones.
Hey, woo. I got to do it again, at least one more time. But but no, man, it was a fun game to watch, man. And the game go way faster when you there versus watching it like on TV. Like
Yeah.
it did not feel like I was there, 2.5 hours, however long the game is. That jump blew by. But no, man, it was a good time, man. But I still worked that day, and then I also, that was Sunday. Started off at church doing a live stream, so it was just go, go, go all day. And then I had a bunch of stuff to do Saturday before and the Friday before that. Your boy been ripping and running, and I'm not taking a day off until this upcoming Saturday. So
Keep pushing, brother.
come Saturday, and that's not going to even be a Saturday. I'm gonna do some other stuff. Sunday will be my day of rest. This upcoming Sunday, so I'll be ready for it by the time that gets here. But yeah, man. I mean, I got a lot of good feedback about our episode last week when we finally did another tournament. Shout out to Brittany from Unapologetically Black, Never Broken, Always Empowered, the longest podcast name in the world. I got a lot of feedback, and everybody was really seemed to be feeling it. So that was cool. That was dope.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
Making it.
Yeah, we got some stuff to get into. I don't think it's nothing too heavy. I mean, we'll see what happens. First off, this is not even on the docket, bro. This just happened about about an hour and a half before we started recording. So I don't know if you know, but I don't know if you know who this is. Christy Alley, you know that name? No,
Nah.
she she's best known for her role on Cheers. I forgot her character's name on Cheers, but it was like the love interest of Ted Danson's character. I remember her from being like the Weight Watchers commercials in the 90s and early 2000s. But anyway, she had a brief battle with cancer and passed away this evening or
A
sometime
brief
today.
battle with what?
Cancer.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the article. It's just like she passed away. I was like, I didn't know she was sick. Yeah. Yeah. So, rest in peace to her, praying for that family. You know, she's got a lot of fans. She was on TV and in the show business for a long time. So
Right.
I'm already seeing some people on my social media feeds. Yeah, rest in peace and all of that. But yeah, man, it it's always sad, and it just made me think that like, man, like you and I said it before. We get to that point now where people that we grew up watching and being fans of, what I'm saying, they was already grown. When
Right.
when we was kids watching them. So naturally speaking, it's gonna be to that point. I can remember like seeing the news or seeing something that said like so and so died, and like when I'm a kid, and my mom be like, "What? You believe
Yeah.
he gone?" And me, I'm just like, "Well, mama, it said the man was 88. Like, what you expect?"
But she grew up knowing that, same
Yeah,
person for 20 something years, whether they was on the radio
minimum,
or singing the TV, whatever. So
right?
yeah.
Yeah, man. So just crazy how the world works, man. I mean, it's just how life is. But no, man, just wanted to give a little rest in peace, for that family. I mean, for her, and lifting that family up, man. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into what is on the docket. So we're gonna start off with this little article that I found, and it's titled. It's from CNN. It says HIV vaccine candidate induces immune response in early clinical trial, an important step forward. Reading a little bit of the article. Again, this is from CNN. It says experimental HIV vaccine has been found to induce broadly neutralizing antibodies. Nope, I read that wrong. Sorry. An experimental HIV vaccine has been found to induce broadly neutralizing antibody precursors among a small group of volunteers in a phase 1 study. The findings suggest that a 2-dose regimen of the vaccine, given 8 weeks apart, can elicit immune responses against HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. Um, I gotta skim through it, but that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge if they can get it to actually work. I read it, and towards the end of the article, there were some questions on it, and I mean, since you're already looking at it, you can scroll to the bottom. The biggest key question, but the questions basically, stated that it wasn't able to detect certain antibodies or BNABs in the body that it needs to in order to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they do have a vaccine that is supposed to seek out um, basically cells that are meant to basically meant to like lower your immune system, and it's supposed to find cells like that, so that way your immune system can be strong as possible, which is huge because if it can get it to seek out, what I'm saying, harmful cells that is meant to, lower your immune system, then it can begin to try to seek out individualized cells, what I'm saying, groups of cells. So, I mean, it's a huge step, but it's far from, what I'm saying, actually being some sort of vaccine that is gonna, you know, basically shut down HIV virus in the immune system or in a person's body.
Yeah, I'm reading a little bit towards the bottom of the article. It says many people in the United States have turned to HIV prevention pills or frequent injections known as
PrEP.
PrEP to reduce their infection. It's a daily pill or a painful shot. It's a shot that's uncomfortable at best that you have to get several times a year. But having an HIV vaccine available would make protection against the virus more accessible, he said. If you can give a vaccine, you're going to reach more people and provide, if you have an effective vaccine, more and better coverage to reduce the probability of transmission if you're exposed. I mean, this is I, it's important that this kind of work continues to happen slowly but surely. No matter how long it takes. Ideally, we would love an Operation Warp Speed, like what we had with
COVID.
with COVID. But if this is, I mean, anything is better than nothing. There's a lot of people
Indeed.
that have been affected by it. So, I mean, that's just to be able to say that there's a vaccine, and for those, I'm sure, if there's somebody listening that has that, or someone who's read this article that has that, to know that there may be hope on the other side, or maybe, you know, maybe you're someone who knows someone that lost their life because they were, you know, immunocompromised in some capacity. I'm dancing around the words because my brain isn't all the way together right now, and I want to make sure that I don't say it the wrong way. So if I have said something the wrong way regarding HIV and AIDS and things of that nature, please forgive me. It is not from an ignorance of you just saying stuff out. I'm just trying to dance around my words the right way and acknowledging that I could be wrong. But nonetheless, someone who's lost a family member to something related to HIV or AIDS, if they read this article or if they listen to this podcast or do both, it might be. I can only imagine, how much hope that would bring. I guess that's the term I want to use.
Well, definitely. I mean, like I said, anything is better than nothing. I actually know somebody personally with HIV. You know what I'm saying? And he lives a wonderful life, should I say? I ain't gonna say wonderful because I don't know what he deals with. You know what I'm saying, internally. But
Hmm.
on the outside, he's very happy. You know what I'm saying? He's a people person. And you know what I'm saying? He's dope to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he takes medicine or what have you. You know what I'm saying, to help keep it down. And he has to go through different things like insurance wise and things like that. But other than that, like he doesn't stop living. He's out here, having fun and doing what it is that he wants to do. Essentially,
Right.
he travels and he has partners and mates, and he has medicine that what I'm saying, he doesn't have to worry about passing that on. Essentially, so like, and I say that to just share that there is, we've came a lot further than, what I'm saying, back when we grew up from what we understood of it. You know what I'm saying? But I know there's still milestones to go.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Man. So there was a first off, there was a photo, and this is a little old now, but there's a photo of from 1957, people boycotting the the desegregation, or rather the integration of schools. And this is a picture of a bunch of. Have you seen this picture? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I haven't seen the picture, but I've heard about it. I just haven't went to go find it.
Yeah. It's Jerry Jones, who is the owner of the
Dallas
Dallas Cowboys,
Cowboys.
America's team, so to speak. The photo is him at the age of 14, joining the boycott. And um, last week, LeBron was doing media after a game, and uh, I'll just share it. So if you're watching on Patreon, you can see it. If not, you can still hear it. But you can see my screen, right, bro? Right, for it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that.
Okay.
Hold on. And I don't even want you guys to say nothing. When I watched Kyrie talk and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that we've been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like as a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, it's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all make mistakes, I get it. But it seemed like it's just been buried under like, oh, it happened. Okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys. Appreciate it.
What you thinking?
I'm thinking two ways. Number one, I applaud him for using his platform to spin the table. But we all know this is nothing new. You know what I mean? That things like this happen and people that we look at every day participated. Partially one is because some people's grown into it, and partially two, you know what I'm saying? Some people are ignorant and want to be a part of it, But I can't say, in a sense, that I'm mad that LeBron didn't get a question about it for multiple reasons.
Okay.
He plays basketball. We're talking football. He is an African American male, you know what I'm saying, an African American athlete. But I didn't see them asking white men and Jews and different people of color or race of athletic sort about Kyrie. They asked the black people. I mean, I'm just saying that they asked those people about their people. So my question is, why aren't they asking some of the white athletes and the coaches, especially the ones at the Dallas Cowboys, on media day after football games, you know what I'm saying, and press conferences or on ESPN when they're, you know what I'm saying, featured the next morning after the game, why aren't they asking those people about his people and the decisions he made and the choices he made and how they feel about it?
Okay. Yeah. I can get down with all of that. The part that really stood out for me is what LeBron did not do. LeBron put it across perfectly. First off, it was interesting that he said, I didn't get a question. And then the reporter tried to jump in and say, tried to jump in with something, presumably trying to come in and say, okay, well, LeBron, what do you think about that? Like, nah, bro, it's too late. Like, you're not being genuine.
I doubt that's what he was coming in to say, though. I'm sure. And it probably wasn't a reporter that jumped in.
Oh, that was the reporter.
It was.
Oh, yeah. But I love how he crafted his words. At no point did he say, Kyrie was mistreated. Kyrie wasn't treated fairly. Um, he said, when we do something wrong, it's all, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, when we do something wrong, when my people do something wrong, it's all over the tabloids. There's questions about it. But, when other people do stuff wrong, he just said, I just want the same energy. He didn't say, leave Kyrie alone. He didn't say, don't worry about what we do or anything like that. He said, same energy, meaning that when we do wrong, we accept that we do wrong and we have to speak towards it. But when somebody else does wrong, somebody else needs to be, somebody else needs to be able to speak up about it and what's going on with it. I will say that I did not think about the fact that he plays basketball and this is a football situation. I didn't think about that. Um, that's a fair point in that regard, why they would not ask him that. I would say, but the comparison would be when uh, we talk about this dude all the time, Donald Sterling, guy who used to be the owner of the Clippers. When that TMZ thing came out, he was asked about it. And that's when they said, if it is true, we can't have this guy in the league, things like that. So it's just it was a great opportunity for LeBron to use his platform to make an important statement. And on top of that, he well done. Like, well done at all. I don't think anybody can look at LeBron and say, there's going to be some people that say, I don't like LeBron because he talks about politics. He's supposed to just play basketball, shut up and dribble. There's going to be those ignorant people that are just going to be those ignorant people. But when you look at the message for what it is, not from who it's from, there was nothing wrong with the way that he delivered his message at all.
No, he did great delivering the message, but hopefully it opens it up for maybe people that's on that side to start asking questions or bringing that conversation to surface.
Yeah,
Because football has to hold their people accountable, because it's almost, LeBron said something, but he's not the god of all sports. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Like,
100%.
so, if the people who they pay and employ pretty much says nothing, it still goes on deaf ears.
Right.
Because people are going to say, hey, he's stepping outside his lane. He needs to stay inside basketball. Nobody over there is complaining. So, hopefully it opens that up, more, because he did do a great job. But for it to fall on deaf ears, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be pointless.
I would just say in response to that because of who he is, it won't fall on deaf ears because he is who he is.
I feel that.
I think about when Kareem was fighting for stuff in the 60s, it was often not necessarily directly related to basketball. When Muhammad Ali was fighting for stuff in the 60s, it wasn't directly related to boxing. But when you are at that level of icon, of athlete / celebrity in general, your words matter. And him using his powers for good is gonna make a difference. It might be slow. It might take a while, but it'll make a difference. So I was happy to see that happen.
For sure.
Man, this story was just crazy. I didn't really even read the article. But in Alabama, they arrested an 82-year-old lady for failure to pay her trash pickup bill. 82 years old. Let's go ahead and read a little bit of the article. So this is from al.com, which is alabama.com. An Alabama police department drew. Stop what you. Okay, at al.com. We don't need these ads. Um. An Alabama police department drew outrage after its police chief announced the arrest of an 82-year-old woman who did not pay her trash bill on social media. Valley Police Chief is Valley, Alabama, by the way. Valley Police Chief Mark Reynolds claimed the department's hands were tied on whether to handcuff Martha Lewis Minifield after a magistrate signed off on her arrest for failure to pay trash, adding that the 82-year-old woman was treated respectfully by her officers in performance of their duties. What? Come on, what you got, bro? What you thinking?
I mean, this they ain't got nothing. That Valley, Alabama sound like might got 200 people in it. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably ain't got nothing else better to do. You know, you're talking about Alabama. You know what I'm saying? That's the South. That's the country. 3/4 of people probably don't pay a trash bill because they probably burn in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Half of them in the country. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, she might not have no trash. You know what I'm saying? If it's that big of a deal, why the hell is you still billing her and taking her trash if she do got trash? At what point do you say, okay, she ain't gonna pay it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I mean, it's just ignorant. You know what I
They
mean?
do
But
have a they do
and I
have a
seen a
population.
comment on there say it still ain't gonna get paid.
They do have a population of less than 10,000 as of the 2010 census. Oh,
So
2021 census is 10,513. So that's small. I think Sandusky had 20,000 people.
yeah,
So to really put that in comparison, um, I guess
it's a
it's
city
technically a
tax.
suburb of Atlanta. I guess it's that close to the
Alabama,
border. Yeah, no, I guess it's a where's I reading that?
Valley,
Convenient to
Alabama.
three major urban centers of Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama,
Okay,
and Montgomery, Alabama.
so it's a little
So
run through town.
yeah, yeah. All right, man.
Leave that lady alone.
They,
It ain't times is hard. You ain't finna get your money for the trash bill. You know what I'm
I
saying?
just
And it's a city thing. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's not it's not like it's regulated by anything else. It's usually paid to like city, taxes or utilities or something to that nature. It's for the city. It ain't big deal.
my thought about stuff like that is that it's got to be costing you more resources to use gas and police officer wage time to go out and arrest that lady than it is to just pick up her trash.
Not in 10,000 with 10,000 people. They got to show an expense. Shit, they ain't got enough going on to show an expense. They need to run that gas out.
Man, that's
Got to get
just
that government funding, baby.
so. My church is in Highland Park, Michigan, which is a little city inside of the city of Detroit, and it is poor there. There's a lady that lives behind the church. She is at minimum 106 years old. At minimum, she's probably 107, and they take care of her. Like I just don't see you. You just can't. I mean, maybe I'm unrealistic, but I just don't see how arresting an old lady. I don't see how that helps you because the rules are the rules. And I know I can be like this is what the rules are. You got to play the game the way it is.
Oh
I know I
no,
can be that way,
you are that way. You know, can be.
but but nah, man. Like you got to be able to make a judgment call. Like that's just foul.
I mean, there's a lot of times where judgment calls should have been made and it wasn't. So, can't say that really no more.
Yeah, yeah. That's just our world that we live in. We're arresting old folks for because we took their trash. Like you could just not pick up her trash. Like what? Like
That's what I said. Like, at what point do you just say, you know what? You deal with it. I ain't gonna pick it up.
man, I don't know. That story
She must
just
live in a real nice neighborhood.
if she lives in a real nice neighborhood, then the trash should be able to be paid for with the tax services. I also just like don't. That was something that took me a long time to get used to. When I lived in Ohio, when I grew up in Detroit, the trash was just part of your city taxes. Like that was just it. It was just done. Like the trash came on your street on Thursday, you have your can outside Wednesday night. Be done with it. Once a month, the fourth Wednesday of the month, that was the rubbish day. You could throw out any of your big stuff that you didn't want. Leave it out there in the front yard. Leave it out there in the grass, and they'll pick it up. Like so, when I moved to Ohio and started, growing up, living in my own little town, stuff like that, and paying, for trash service, that was like it was weird to get used to, but you know what, man? If I didn't pay the bill, because like when I lived in Elyria, the trash was part of the water bill. If I didn't
Hmm.
pay the water bill, it was just past due. They would still gonna come scoop up the trash. Like it's just gonna be past due. Like I don't know, man. There's better ways to work that out.
I mean, yeah, but everybody ain't paying city taxes in the city, so they had to find a different way to
Yeah,
get their monties.
yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, man. We're gonna move on to the next little joint we got here. This one was just like this one was just I'm gonna just read the article. It's from the Associated Press. German police arrest a woman for shutting off roommate's ventilator. Don't laugh.
That's gonna be Bradley.
The 72-year-old suspect was allegedly annoyed by the sound the machine made. So read a little bit of the article. 72-year-old woman has been arrested after she allegedly switched off the hospital roommate's ventilator twice because she was annoyed by the sound it made, authorities in Germany said Thursday. The woman was jailed on suspicion of attempted manslaughter following the incident at the hospital of the city that they were in. That part doesn't matter. That is crazy. I remember seeing this video on TikTok like a year ago. It's a dude who and it had to be a skit. Now that I think about the guy that I saw, I've seen him in some other stuff since. It had to be a skit. But this is a guy who he just can't breathe. He can't breathe. He's got the breathing machine stuff in his nose, and he can't breathe. And the ladies run in, try to help him. Finds the cord, tries to figure out if there's a hole in the cord or something. Runs the cord all the way back, realizes that it's unplugged, and due to unplug the ventilator for his phone charger. And then the guy that plugged the phone charger in, just like I didn't know. And the dude, when he could finally got it plugged in, he could breathe. He looked at him. He go, for real. So I keep thinking about that when I see this story, bro. But like, this lady unplugged the ventilator twice. Like, what is you doing?
That's fine, but at the same time, the staff should have got that old lady. Old folks, they grouchy. They could have got her a different roommate. Put two people with ventilators in the same room. You know what I mean? That way they could hear each other. Ain't nobody gonna be mad. Hey, we both making noise.
The best part is that it
The best part? How did you say that? I describe the best situation in this scenario to me and all the other people that's gonna listen to this now that you put your foot in your mouth, because I have to know.
Well, the best part is I can edit, and the best part is that I can edit, but we both know I'm gonna forget. um, but I the what I don't understand is how is this lady? They're hospital roommates. How was one person in the hospital like able-bodied enough to get up and go unplug the ventilator twice? Like, what's happening in this hospital?
Listen, they making their rounds. They short staffed like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, they had the thing on because they said the second time that she got them in the evening, and they actually had to bring the lady back to life. She had to be resuscitated.
That's crazy.
And now she She needs intensive care, but she ain't got no life threatening, you know what I'm saying? She just needs intensive care. So that's why they went on ahead and charged the lady.
Yeah. Yeah. So, last little article we got for the night. This is from CNN, their business section. Says the verdict is in. A 4-day work week is good for business. After 6 months, most of the 33 companies and 903 workers training the schedule with no reduction in pay are unlikely to ever go back to a standard working week, according to the organizations of the Global Pilot Program. None of the 27 companies participating who responded to a survey about a 4-day work week global said they were leaning towards planning or returning to their former 5-day routine. About 97% of the 495 employees who responded said they wanted to continue with a 4-day week. I love that idea of a 4-day week. You just work a couple more hours, but then be done with it. I don't know if I ever told you this story before, but there was this one period way back in the day. This is like 2007. Um, it was just this weird week. I was working at Castaway Bay at this point, and this weird week where everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people had like weird, like special request offs or what unavailable for whatever reason. And the only person that had like open availability this one week was me. So the boss came in and was like, "All right, let's make the schedule work. What we got to do?" So the way that the fiscal weeks worked there, it was Sunday through Saturday. This week in particular, I was off Sunday, off Monday, work Tuesday, open to close. I was off Wednesday, Thursday, work Friday, open to close, and I worked Saturday like 3 to close, something like that. I think it was 3 to 11, something like that. Bro, that was the best week, dog. I made the same money, only worked 3 whole physical days. The other 4 days, bro, we just kicked it, bro. Just that was the best.
That's why being a travel agent sounds so great. Work 2 weeks on, off 2 weeks. We get paid the whole month. Hey, that's fire. And I mean, I wish more jobs would adapt to it, because I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm telling you right now, they might as well. Because the reason you ain't got employees, we tired. We ain't our mamas and our daddies. Listen, I'm telling you right now, the average person nowadays, the thought of them working 30 years for your ass to retire is long gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody with that no more. All this, oh, well, you still need your check. People don't give a damn. You can have that check. Somebody else will give me one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. Folks is tired of shit. This 4-day work week sound great for folks.
Huh. Interesting how you changed your tune.
What?
Because about a year to a year and a half ago, I remember I made a post on Facebook. So this is before we had a podcast. And I talked about how Cedar Point was offering $20 an hour to get people to come and work there. And basically, I said something to the effect of that I thought it was an inflection point in our society, that people were really, kind of taking back the power, and they weren't just going to go back to the same old thing. And your response was to the tune of like, yeah, people can say all this now, but like when it comes down to it, they're gonna have to work. Basically, you were saying like it ain't gonna change. It's just like a moment in time, but eventually people are gonna have to go back to doing it the way they used to do it. And now
I
you're
mean,
saying that. Go ahead.
they do in a sense, but what I'm saying is people is tired of they will go find another job faster than they would just stay there miserable. You know what I'm saying? It's not like your boss give a damn about you being his employee. His job is how long he can keep you being his employee. You know what I'm saying? Before he gonna have to find a new one. And all I'm saying is, if you're not gonna treat your employees like they're valued, more than just, you know what I'm saying, oh, I pay you. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody getting paid that goddamn well, because if so, they would love their job. It wouldn't be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you.
saying? I'm not saying you ain't gonna have. Oh, you gonna have to. So you gonna have to do something.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I still say you got to do something. Like it ain't no way around that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might have a side hustle and all that, but you still, you know what I'm saying, going whether you work your own job or you work for somebody else. But people are more willing to leave. They're not gonna sit there 30 years with your ass talking about, you know what I'm saying, making 40, 50, $60,000 a year, and you
Mm-hmm.
think that's just cool. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
I was in the Penn Station. This is at the beginning of the year. I was doing DoorDash, waiting on a DoorDash order, and there's a wing spot in the same plaza as that Penn Station, and there was literally a girl in her wing spot uniform. Um, it's called Detroit Wing Company, but she's literally in her Detroit Wing Company uniform, turned in an application for Penn Station in the middle of her
bruh,
shift.
it, hey, listen, I'm telling you right now, 90% of employees are sitting on Indeed, LinkedIn, and anything else while they on their shift. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Most managers is I need this done now away from losing that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like when it come down to mental health, you want to talk about mental health. Mental health days is important as hell. Because folks is exhausted, burnt out, tired, overworked, underpaid, you know what I'm saying? And even more now than ever
You
because
know,
of people not wanting to come to work.
I was thinking about this literally today on my own with that point. To your point, I was thinking about because I looked at LinkedIn and I saw one of my old bosses promoting the job for a business sales manager, and I'm just like, nope, wouldn't even think about it. And then I saw one of my old bosses. He left that company and now he's working for another company, and he's like, I'm looking for a sales executive, and I was just looking like, nope. And I was just thinking like I made more money when I was a Verizon district manager. I made more money, bro, but I worked way more, and I was way more stressed out, way more freaked out. And like when you think about like the work that I do commensurate to what I get paid, the raw dollars might not be more. But first off, it ain't that far off, like realistically, number one. But then number two, I actually make more money because I work way less. Like I make more money per hour given the amount of hours I work.
And that's really what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? Like people could say all day, or people just want something for nothing. No, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? In this situation, like people really just want to be able to, and I'm gonna tell you where it really sits in. People really want to be able to have that work-home balance. You know, you have way more people who wants to be active in kids sports. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Don't want to feel as drained when they get home to their kids and they're taking it out inside the household because, you know what I'm saying, they've been barked at all day or pushed all day to meet deadlines and what have you, you know what I'm saying? Like, or they're covering 3 other people's job because they ain't there today. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a 4-day work week, and I'm not even saying like it gotta be a Monday through Thursday, off Friday through Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, however you slice it, I think people would be way more comfortable just with a 4-day work week, period.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, the other issue is we've seen in, I mean, hell, what at least I would say, and I don't know the real numbers, but I would say 80% of jobs in America, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say 80% of jobs, but we showed that pretty much 80% of American can do some type of telework where you work from home or remote or outside the office.
Okay.
So it once you show that, people are even saying, hey, I'll give you 4 days in and you know what I'm saying, a couple of days out. where I don't have to physically be tied down to you motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it still would be cool. That work-life balance is essential these days.
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like if you're an employer and if your job that you're employing people for isn't in like in a setting that requires physical engagement with the client, ain't no reason why like offices are like you played out for if you still like paying office leases and stuff like that. Like why?
Not
Why?
only why, but at the same time, bro, there's a lot of things that don't necessarily, you know what I'm saying? Like you can pick almost any business, and inside that business, a lot of it can be done outside the office.
Mm-hmm.
There's few things like, you know what I'm saying, downsize offices, you know what I'm saying, go in business suites, you know what I'm saying, with multiple businesses where the people that literally needs to be in the office is there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is working from home. I mean, you can sell cars from home. You know what I'm saying? You can literally sell phones from home. You know what I'm saying? If you sell phones, business service from home, you can. I mean, you can troubleshoot. You can counsel. All remote.
Yeah, I do think there does need to be some stuff that's in person. To me,
Yeah.
man, the hack, and this is gonna be free game for somebody, but the hack has got to be, bro, build a coffee shop with like with offices and a conference room or two attached to it, and sell hourly rental rates for it.
I mean, that's in a sense, there's places like that already
Yeah,
where, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily have the coffee, but I mean, you can make your own coffee while you're using the meeting space. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, but generally, bro, unless you have to physically sign for something, physically need to view something,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I can literally have it set up where there's the same office finance lady, you know what I'm saying, that's there to sign you over for a car, can get you the keys to do your test drive after we sit here and talk about it and work out terms and everything. So when you get here, we already know you approve, you do your test drive, you like it, cool, you slide right in the office and finish.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, mechanics, yeah, they need to be on site. You know what I'm saying? But service
Yeah,
writers, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying because they've already showed that it can be done. So it's hard to bring people back into the office when you show them that they can do their same job, be as effective
yep,
outside the office.
yep,
You
yeah,
know that's the biggest thing. If anybody got to do a portion of their job outside the office, you might as well go there.
yeah. I saw going back to the 4 day work week part of the conversation. Not I saw, but one of the podcasts I listened to, they were talking about how Chick-fil-A in some locations they're starting a 3 day work week, 3 days, 13 hours. So Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday. So either your shift would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But either way, you work 3 straight days, and you got 4 straight days off. Then you work three, you off four. Bang bang. I like that idea. Like you said, I think it would be hard for me to get used to now that I'm 36 and got kids.
I was about to say that's for the parental portion, you know what I'm saying? Like you ideally couldn't do 13 hours each day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like because you need to be in the house for
Yeah, bro.
more than
When your boy was 20 though,
we could run it up.
look,
We could run it up. You know
ain't
what
no
I'm
problem, coach.
saying?
I'm here.
It's too easy because a joker like me, I'm gonna end up still working 7 days a week. Cause them 3 jobs, working 3 days here, 3 days there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know I'm a squeeze it. Like that's just who I am. You gonna do the same thing at 20 years old? I already know.
You know
I,
it.
I'm running it up. You can't tell me. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
man.
But I agree with him, and I think if they want to build the workforce back up, if they want to get people back, you know what I'm saying, and get things moving, that's the route. Looking at a 4-day work week, going more, you know what I'm saying, remote, hybrid working, in and out of the office. Any of that type of combination, you're gonna get you some candidates out there. You keep this old traditional shit, it's gonna be bad.
I gotta share this right quick. So listeners won't know this until I tell them, but I had to cough just now. You know it. You can see me. You just kept it pushing. I had to cough, so I put my microphone on mute. I'm coughing. Motherfucking this meeting say, "Are you trying to talk? You muted, bitch." I'm coughing. That shit made me laugh. But, yo, man, I think that's really all we got, man. A little short, little joint. You know, it's the holidays. We busy. Fred coaching. I'm working. Short little episode this
Trying
week.
to find me a new job that's going to be hybrid.
Hey,
remote.
you know I'm not gonna remember to edit that out.
I don't give a damn. But you alright and shit. Man, my boss probably know too. Fuck him.
Hey, fuck him.
Yeah, I'll find another check. There's always another check. I don't chase the money, shit.
Well, y'all heard it here first. So until then, you know, hey, just in case Fred Boss listening, you know, follow him on Facebook. Fred Scott, you know, he give him some stars. He might need to hear them.
You can do that either way, cause shit, y'all give me enough, I'm going.
I'm gonna do it anyway. Help me follow my dream. Slick. That ain't the name.
That ain't it. That ain't it at all.
Mr. Humble _beginnings on Instagram is Fred. I'm Brad Robinson 86 on Twitter. Brad Robinson 1986 on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. You can follow me. You can follow Fred. You can follow the show at What's Happening. Check the Patreon. I'm sorry. Check the link tree that's in this show notes, and join our Patreon. You get this episode and every episode ad-free. You get the option to watch video as well. A bunch of other perks that are coming with that. Check it out. Click that link. Check it out. And if you think we've earned it, leave us a 5-star rating and a review on your podcast app, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Share the show with a friend and help us to grow. And we will see y'all next week.
Peace.